over y, not positive 1 over y, because you can think of this as a y to the negative 2. So when you raise it 1 power, you get y to the negative 1. That was the only little snag in yours. This side over here is going to be negative 1/4 x squared, and then we'll tack on a plus c. So far, so good. That, by the way, up to this point is worth 4 points. 1 for separation, 1, 1, and then plus c makes the 4th one. So even if y'all were just completely brain dead, in under a minute you could have 4 real easy points on this. Let's see.
C.
Now let's find c. So I will use the initial condition that f of negative 1 is equal to 2. So we got negative 1 over 2 is equal to negative 1/4 times negative 1 squared plus c. That is negative 1/4. Bring it over and you get c equals.
I can't believe I went blank for a few seconds to that point. I was quite have a fun scene. I was blank.
There it is. So my equation at this stage is negative 1 over y equals negative 1/4 x squared minus 1/4. And this is where we diverge. Y'all did a fine job. You flipped it, negated it. I did a little bit more cleaning on it. This is going to be, because you're over 4, you're going to have negative x squared minus 1 all over 4.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to do 2 things here. First, flip it. So negative y equals 4 over negative x squared minus 1. And then when you multiply through by negative 1, all I did was turn these positive. So 4 over x squared plus 1. Which is a very arctangent kind of feel. If I needed to do an antiderivative, which is that.
Yeah.
We just found a particular hump that happens to hit at 4. So this is describing the hump that hits at 4 and then comes down on either side like that.
That goes to point.
Can we do like?
I'm sorry, 2 goes through 2.
Negative 1, 2.
0, 2.
I know it's negative 1, 2.
That's
Oh,
the
I'm sorry, 0, 4, and then the ones were at 2. I did it right one of these days.
one down.
Okay.
Can we do like
They probably
just an example? Like, it's just we don't have to do like the whole thing. It's just like if you have a natural log, then you got to find the c and all that, like from there down.
If you have,
Like a natural log after you do like the antiderivative, and then you got to find c.
yeah. All right. Okay, so there's that. You can cut it off or fast forward here if you want to. A follow-up question. Amber said, if we're doing a problem when we end up with a natural log in it, how would I finish solving it from there? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Cause like I get it, but I feel like I was messed up.
Okay, do you want me to do it pre-separate or post-separate? Like, do you want me to start with dy dx?
Or you can go like, I get from that part, usually.
Okay. How about, let's just do one
Doesn't
then.
matter.
How about, x cubed times y plus 4, something like that, okay?
Put them together.
Good. All right, x's and y's, so I'm gonna have dy over y plus 4 equals x cubed dx. Can you recognize this as a natural log? That it will be a natural log? Okay, when you do the antiderivative, this side's the easy one. Let's see there.
Show me natural log.
It is technically a u sub, but by now you should be smart enough to know that when I do dy, I'm gonna get du, so there's no extra constant thrown in here, so we're gonna get natural log absolute value of y plus 4. So as long as we aren't negative 4, we're good.
And when
Pretty
it's
much.
like this, we need to make sure we have our absolute values.
It's just something
Be-
simple.
And because, you know how they give you a condition, they say make it a function, and we sometimes end up with this plus or minus thing? This is one of those conditions that's gonna give you a plus or minus, so you would need to be able to pick, is it the positive or is it the negative one? Alright, so I would then, how do you get rid of natural log?
The e.
The e, so push one side, do the other, So I'm going to get, these cancel, absolute value of y plus 4. Okay. How much scratch work do you want to see here? This is really just gonna
We can
break
just
down
make this
into
all
e to
up.
the 1/4 x to the 4th times e to the c.
Yeah.
That is just a random constant. E to some number is just random number, whatever that is. So I'd have absolute value of y plus 4 is equal to c e to the 1/4 x to the 4th. Now is when I would drop the absolute value, and when you do that, it meant this side could either be positive or negative. So this is the part where I would probably have to choose between the positive or the negative. And I would do that based on the point they gave. Last but not least, bring the 4 over. And this is as good as I can make it unless they've given me an initial condition that would let me help find C.
Okay.
Oh, C, okay. Ta-da.
That looks like basically what you did right
It is exactly like what I did earlier, yeah.
there. That's what you said right there. I was like, ah.
I've seen that before. That's why I wanted you to see it, because it was a theme, not just that one particular problem, which does come up, but ones like it, and it's really not that hard to find one that's similar to that. Cool.
I think it's cool how the antiderivative of 1 over y plus constant is just natural log of 1 of y plus constant. Like, you don't, like, if the u sub is just y plus something, it's really just the antiderivative of that.
It is, all it does is shift the natural log. Instead of being centered or with the 0 as an asymptote, it just pushes the asymptote somewhere else. But yes, it is the exact same derivative. And I mean, they can get a little more complicated. Actually, they can get simpler, but when you see them, you think they're complicated, because if I had put something like y plus 4 squared, you ought to think in natural log, but that's not natural log. If it's not y plus 4 or u on the bottom, then don't make it natural log. Alright. Alright. Hope that helps y'all. Solo quiz time.
Michael, you have popcorn on the floor.